Good afternoon, grade 7. This is the second presentation in our revision on the history of Vere Technical High School. If you are seeing this presentation and you have not yet seen the very first one, my recommendation is that you exit this presentation and you find the first one which we did, and you do that. You look at that presentation, because this is the second video that follows up on the first video. Remember now, the purpose of these video presentation is to help you with your revision exercise. Okay? Now what we are going to be doing now as we continue our presentation is to look at three concepts. Look at what is a trust, who is a beneficiary, and who is a trustee. Those are very important concepts to understand. And it is very important to understand because we had been introduced in the first video presentation to a concept that is very important where the history of Vere Technical High School is concerned. You'd have remembered that we spoke earlier about, let me highlight the phrase for you, the Vere Free School Trust. The Vere Free School Trust. That concept is very important. And this word, trust, is what we are going to be looking at right now, because it will help us to better understand how the Vere Free School Trust operated, and how Mr. R.J.M. Lewin, who is the secretary of the trust, was able to work through the trust to benefit the citizens of Lower Clarendon. So let us go to our other subheading now. So what is a trust? That's where we are. What is a trust? Now, a trust, this word, a trust is a legal document or a legal arrangement in which the property of one person or a company is held, let's underline that, is held or supervised or managed or governed by another person or company. Why is this so? It is done so for the benefit of the first person's beneficiaries. Now we'll soon talk about this word, beneficiary. Alright? Well, let us deal with this word now. Let us deal with this one now. Trust. So a trust is a legal arrangement. Right there, it's a legal arrangement. And what does that legal arrangement say? That legal arrangement says that the property of someone, now remember, the property is not only about land. It is anything, A-N-Y, any, T-H-I-N. I want to write that in for you so that you see it. It is anything that you own. If you bought a chewing gum at the shop, it is your chewing gum, so it is your property. Right? The bags you wear on your back to school with your school books. Everything about the bag and in the bag, it is yours, it is your property. Alright? So it is that property. It also include house and land and motor cars. You see that keyword? You see that word? You see this word that I wrote here? This word? Anything. So a trust is a legal arrangement in which anything which we call the property of a person or a company is held or is supervised or is managed or is governed. In other words, somebody takes care of it for another person or another company, so that the other person's relatives or friends or whoever the person may be, or the company, other companies really connected to the company or persons connected to the company, that they can have access to it when it is time. That's why we use the word beneficiaries. So they can have access to it when it is time. Alright, so it is important that you remember that concept. Okay, grade 9? The next word I want you to pay attention to is the word beneficiary. Now the word beneficiaries, this word here, is plural for this word. This is more than one. So this word, beneficiary, is singular, so it refers to one individual. And a beneficiary of a trust is an individual, or a beneficiary is an individual or group of individuals or company to whom the trust is, for whom the trust is created. Alright? So in other words, whoever the arrangement is made for to benefit from whatever the individual has, we call that a trust. Alright? So a beneficiary is that. So let's say now, so Mr. Gooden decides that the laptop that he's recording this presentation on, when it comes summer, when he goes off for vacation, he's going to give that laptop to student X or student Y. And so Mr. Gooden approaches you. Yes, you that I'm looking on right there. Mr. Gooden approaches you and said, look here, I want you, I trust you, I believe in you, I have confidence in you, I want you to hold this laptop for me. Here is the paper, here's a receipt that I got when I bought the laptop, right? And I write a little note at the back of the receipt to give you permission to keep it in, to hold on to it for me. And I say to you, at the end of, when I go off for summer vacation, I want you to take this laptop and I want you to give it to student X or Y. When summer comes and I go off for vacation, student X or student Y becomes the beneficiary of the laptop. And the person who is going to give student X or student Y, so hold on, the laptop that you'll be keeping for me, you're keeping it in trust. I trust you. So you're keeping it in trust because you and I made an arrangement. Are we together? And so the laptop becomes the property that you're keeping in trust. And when I go off of vacation, then you will give my property to student X or Y, who is the beneficiary. So what does that make you now? You, the person that I have given my laptop to keep until I go off on vacation, until you give it to student X or Y. That makes you the trustee. See that word there? Makes you the trustee. So the trustee is a person who holds the legal title to the asset, which is another name for property of another person. So you hold my laptop. That's my asset that you are holding. That's my asset, my property that you are holding. And you are the trustee. Are we together? If you don't understand the concepts clearly, stop the video at this point. Slide back the video slider and replay the video so that you can get the concepts properly. So now let's go move on. How did the era of Vere get its name? Now the era of Vere got its name when the British captured Jamaica in 1655. And when they captured Jamaica in 1655, the southern part of Clarendon, that's where our school is now located. That's where that area where we call the Vere Plains. Right? The southern part of Clarendon was renamed Vere. Now Lady Vere was the daughter of Sir Howard Hibbert. So the southern part of Clarendon was renamed Vere. It was renamed after Lady Vere, and Lady Vere was the daughter of Sir Edward Hibbert, and Sir Edward Hibbert was an attorney general to King Charles, who was then the King of England. Alright? Now Lady Vere was, not only was she the daughter of Sir Howard Hibbert, which would have made her Vere Hibbert, but when she got married to Sir Thomas Lynch, because see the word here, it was the wife of Sir Thomas Lynch. Alright? And so her new name now would be Lady Vere Lynch. And so the southern part of Vere was named after her. Sir Thomas Lynch, by the way, was governor for Jamaica 3 times. And he first came to Jamaica when Admiral Penn and General Venables captured Jamaica from the Spanish in 1655. Alright? So let's look at staffing. So the establishment of Vere Technical High School in 1960. Stop. When did you say Vere Technical High School was established? In 19 when? I'm not hearing you. Very good. 1960. But Vere did not open its doors until, or it did not start operation until January 11, 1961. So we need to make the distinction. So the school was established. Let's go again. The school was established. Oh, we don't have any color? Let's click on that. Yeah, we have a color there. So the school was established in 1960, but it did not start operation until January 11, 1961. The very first principal was Samuel Benjamin Francis. And Samuel Benjamin Francis took up his duty in September 3, 1960. So he became principal even before the school was officially opened. Are we together? He became principal in 1960. Now originally, let's exit that. Originally, the school had 5 teachers, 2 administrative staff, and 5 ancillary workers. So in all, the school had 5 and 2, 7, 5 and 5, 10 and 2, 12. So the school, when it originally started, had 12 members of staff. 5 teachers, 2 administrative staff referred to the secretaries in the office, and 5 ancillary workers. 5 ancillary workers refer to those gentlemen and those ladies you see around the school compound who help to keep the place clean so that we come to a clean environment each morning. By the time the first batch of students started attending school, which was in 1961, the staff complement had increased to 10 teachers, 2 administrative members, see the 10 teachers, 2 members, that is administrative members, we had the correction on your handout, and 7 ancillary staff, making a total of 19. So they had moved from 12 to 19. Alright. Now again, I had given you this activity to do true and false activity. You can use this to assist you. Stop the video and you can go through them, answer the questions them. You can use your handout, physical handout to guide you as you answer the questions so that you can refresh your mind as to what we had done in class. Okay? Now what we are going to do is look at this now. It says the first batch of 62 of 61 and skill facilities. So owing to some technical difficulties with the water supply and facilities for sanitation, that sanitation has to do with bathroom, the intake of the first group of 62 students was not officially opened until the 11th of January 1961. So I remember asking a question, why was the first batch of students called the 62 of 61? Here is your answer. The first batch of 62 students did not officially start school until January 1961. The first batch consisted of 62 persons, and this group earned the reputation of being called the 62 of 61 batch. Here's something very important you now need to remember for your exam. Of the 62 students, how many of them were boys? There we have it right there. 33 were boys. How many were girls? 29. Don't forget that. So of the 62, 33 were boys and 33 were boys and 29 were girls. The school consisted of a woodwork shop, a metal shop, a welding shop, a biology lab for both general science and biology. Now we are going to stop the second video at this point, and I want you to go over this video to make sure that the content, the concepts are concretized. They are settled in your head so that when you go into the exam, you remember. Okay, guys? Looking forward to having you as we do the third video presentation.